You've probably heard that lists and dictionaries in Python are mutable, but strings and tuples are immutable. What does this mean? These words are really hard for many people to understand. And in this video, I'm going to give you 3 ways to tell that something is mutable. Number one is we can replace values. A second one is we can add values. And a third one is we can remove values. So let's get started. If I have a list here, my list equals 10, 20, 30, 40, 50. The first thing is I can replace values in this list. I can say my list of 2 equals 999. And we see now that the list has changed. This does not mean that I am referring now to a new list. It does not mean that I got a copy of this list. On the contrary, it means that the list itself was changed. Which means that if I define this again, if I once again say my list equals 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, and then I say x equals my list, now I have 2 names referring to the same list. If I say my list 2 equals 999 again, x, the alias to that same list, will also be affected. That's because both my list and x, those 2 variables, are referring to the same list, and I change the list itself. This is why mutable data, while it reflects the real world and how it can change, can also be a little surprising and confusing when we start changing it if there are multiple variables referring to the same value. The same thing is true for dictionaries. If I say D equals A10, B20, C30, and then I say X equals D, now X and D are both referring to the same dictionary. Then I say D of A equals 999. Well, yeah, I've changed the dictionary D, but I've also changed the dictionary X. They are exactly the same dictionary. Well, that's great for lists and for dictionaries, but what does it mean for strings, for example? So if I say S equals A, B, C, D, E, and I say X equals S, so now we have 2 variables referring to the same string. And I say S of 2 equals, let's say, exclamation point. But I can't do that. Python gives me an error saying stir objects does not support item assignment. You cannot replace or change a string's characters. Once you have defined a string, that string is there forever. Now, what if I say S plus equals F? That's a whole different thing. Then S looks like it's changed, but actually X is still referring back to that same original string. But besides, that shows what happens when we add elements, and that's the second part of mutability. So the second part of mutability is we can add new elements. So if I have my list equals 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, I can say my list append of 60. And look at this, my list is now 1 element longer than it was before. This is a crucial thing to understand. It's not just that I can replace elements in my list, I can add new elements, and I can add as many as I want. I can even say my list extend of, let's say 100, 200, 300, and it will add all 3 of the elements in the list that I pass to extend. So append and extend show that I can add new elements. By the way, I can also add new elements in the middle if I want to. It's less efficient, but I can. Say my list insert, and let's say at 3, I'll say 888. And now we look at my list and we can see in the middle there at element 3, at index 3, I've added a new element. It pushed what was at index 3 over to the right a bit. The same thing is true in dictionaries. If I say D equals A10, B20, C30, I can add a new key value pair by saying D of, let's say, X equals 999, right? And I have modified my dictionary by adding a new key value pair. Notice that in the case of a dictionary, there's no difference between the syntax for replacing an existing value for an existing key and adding a new key value pair. In both cases, we are assigning to the key and we're giving it a value. The question is basically, does the key already exist? And so we cannot, of course, change the length of a string or of a tuple. What I showed you before with plus equal was indeed proof of that, that it might seem like you are adding to the length of a string, but what you're really doing is you are creating a new string and you are assigning that new string back to the variable. But if there's another variable that's referring to the old string as we had before, then it will not be affected. The third thing is we can remove elements. So if I have my list equals 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, and I can say here my list dot pop. And pop means remove and return the last item. So if I say my list, look at this. The final element there is gone. And I can actually say my list dot pop of anything. So I can my list dot pop of 2, and that will return and remove the item at index 2. Now if I look at my list, we have removed the item from there. And once again, the same is true of a dictionary. If I say D here, I say D pop of B, and I get back the value associated with B, and the B key and its associated value are gone. In this way, we can add to our lists and dictionaries over time, and we can remove from our lists and dictionaries over time something that we cannot do with strings, cannot do with tuples, cannot do with integers, although they're not really collections, so we wouldn't think that we can do it. If you just think of these three rules, replacing, adding new elements, and removing elements, if you think of these three rules as what it means for something to be mutable, and you remember that lists and dictionaries can, and that tuples and strings cannot, that will hopefully make it easier for you to understand this sometimes a little hard to follow terminology of mutable and immutable. Does this help you? Did this video help you understand it? I hope so. Let me know what more questions you have on this topic or any other, and I'll be back real soon with more about Python and pandas and everything in between. See you then.